Hi, my name is Eliza. And I'm Ronan's chatbot with a reactive animated LED face. And in this video, Ronan is going to show you how and why he made me. So stay tuned.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering why I decided to make a reactive mouth and eyes from my chatbot, the reason is simple. I wanted to have a bit of fun. But it wasn't just about having fun. I also wanted to challenge myself and learn some new coding skills along the way. And that's exactly what I did. Just so you know, I put together all the code, STL files for printing the box, and instructions on GitHub so you can try this out yourself if you're interested in giving it a go. In this video, I'll be giving you a quick overview of how I brought this thing to life, as well as sharing some of the roadblocks I hit along the way. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Alright, so let me just start by saying that overall this project was very inexpensive. It used simple components that can be bought on AliExpress or Amazon. The most expensive part of putting this all together is having a 3D printer to print a box for the project. But I'll get to that later. First of all, let me just go over the components that I used. So at the heart of this, the brains of this project are two ESP32s. They were bought from AliExpress for about $5 each. And also one 16 by 16 LED pixel panel with individually addressable LEDs. So those two things are probably at the heart of what you need for this project. Now, to put everything together, I also used two solderable breadboards. I used one omnidirectional microphone, specifically the INP441. I also used a amplifier, the Max 98357 I2S, and I used that in order to bring the audio into the project. So I also bought a 3-watt 8-ohm micro speaker. And of course, to power everything, I used a 5-volt 2-amp power supply adapter. There were also little things like jumper cables and screws and so on and so forth. As I said earlier, the most expensive part of this was, printing a box to house everything. And this was the most costly part of the project. Now, I designed a box for this, and the box works really well. Basically, it's 3 parts. There is the part that is the outer part, and then there's an insert, and the insert holds all the electronics. And then there's a cover, a lid that is press fit, and basically it holds everything in place. So it works very well, and I will illustrate or demonstrate how it works later on in the video. So the first thing that I did was connect the LED panel to the ESP32 and the microphone as well. Basically, what I was trying to do was trying to make sure that everything was working properly. Now, in order to test all the connections, I installed the WLED on the ESP32. I knew how to configure WLED. I could use it to make sure that all the electronic connections were working properly. So I put everything in place. I made sure everything was working. I confirmed that all was right. And then I focused on creating an animated face for the project. And this is where the coding comes in. The idea that I had in mind was a very simple face. 2 circles for eyes that would blink randomly, and 2 lines for a mouth. So the idea was to have the mouth react to sound by moving up and down, opening and closing in response to audio input. So I am not a coder. I'm brand new to coding, and writing the code proved to be very challenging. But then I thought to myself, well, given the fact that this is a project that involves a chatbot and ChatGPT, why not try to get some assistance from ChatGPT? And that's exactly what I did. So with the help of ChatGPT, I eventually achieved a decent looking animated face that responded well to audio inputs, opening and closing the mouth in sync with the sound. So the initial animation worked well, but as it turns out, the INP441 omnidirectional microphone proved to be too sensitive, basically causing the mouth to react not only to ChatGPT audio, but also when I was talking. So this is something I had to solve because I wanted the mouth to respond only when ChatGPT was talking, and to completely ignore the audio coming out of my mouth, because the whole point of this project was to mimic a natural conversation. So I came up with a solution, a bit of a hack solution that ultimately I didn't really like very much, but it was a solution. And the solution was to modify the reactive mouth animation by enabling Bluetooth in the code and using a Bluetooth terminal application from my phone to send commands to turn the animation on and off. So I used the letter O as a command to toggle the animation. So during chats with the chatbot, I would send the O command to turn the animation on when the chatbot was responding, and then I would send it again to turn it off when I was asking a question or speaking. So as I said, this hack worked reasonably well, but it required me to send commands every time I was talking, which was not ideal. So ultimately, the solution that I came up with involved adding a MAX 98357 amplifier breakout interface module and connecting it to a 8 ohm micro speaker. So basically, to make this work, I needed to modify the code for the animation. I needed to add the micro speaker code to the animation. But there was already a lot of code that was running the animation, and given that I'm not an expert coder, I was not able to incorporate the micro speaker code into the animation code. So what I decided to do instead was use two ESP32s, one for the animation and one for the audio. Using an audio amplifier and micro speaker allowed me to fit everything into a box. And it created the illusion, and this is, I think, a great thing about this way that I set it up. It created the illusion that the chatbot is talking from inside the box because there's a speaker inside the box. And this accentuated the natural conversational feel of the whole thing and made it more engaging. So in the end, I could connect the speaker to my computer via Bluetooth, and the audio would come out of the micro speaker connected to the ESP32. So it took a bit of work to get everything working together seamlessly, but ultimately it worked very well. I'm just going to show you the inside of the box and how everything's connected. And then I'm going to take you on a demo of this, chatbot face interface. All right, so here's the final box with all the components. And as you can tell, it actually turned out very nicely. The speaker is connected here, and it's bolted in place with 4 screws, and it works really well. And in order to open the box, basically you just have to undo the press fit. So It's relatively easy to open the box. It's tight enough so that nothing falls loose, but it's still fairly easy to open things and to get into the inside of the box, like so. And there's the box. So basically what we have here are the two ESP32s right here. And this one is for the audio module, and this is for the microphone. Here's the microphone, here's the audio module, and essentially each one is running its own software. This ESP32 is running the reactive mouth animation. This ESP32 is running the audio. And I've linked the two boards together so that they use the same power supply. And I've got the micro speaker connected to the cover and the audio amplifier. And the way it works is that when you actually shut the lid on this, the speaker is right over the microphone. So that's what you want, because I want to get the speaker as close to the microphone so that the audio is loud enough to trigger the animation without the animation being triggered when I talk. So that's really the heart of it. It all works really well. Maybe it's a little bit over-engineered, I don't know, but in the end, what counts is whether something works or not, and this works, and so I'm happy about that. What I'm going to do is shut this, and I will turn it on just here on the table so that you can see what it looks like when it's turned on. So we use the 5-volt 2-amp power adapter, and we turn on the electricity, and we toggle the power switch, and there we go. There's the mouth, and it's ready to go. So once everything was working, I decided to install an artificial intelligence model on my own computer instead of relying on cloud-based services like ChatGPT. So I installed Ollama on my computer and downloaded a few AI models, including Llama 3, which has 8 billion parameters and works very well. As an interface for using this model, I installed OpenWebUI, which provides a great user interface for Llama and allows me to generate text-to-speech and have natural conversations with the chatbot. So OpenWebUI's default voice is a robotic one. I was not happy with it. So I installed Piper, which is an open source audio file generator, to create more natural sounding voices. So my goal now is to demonstrate a natural conversation between myself and the chatbot using this setup. Hi Eliza, my name is Ronan. How are you doing today?
Ronan, finally, someone who knows how to pronounce their own name correctly. I'm doing just fabulous, thanks for asking. Just another day of being a sassy AI, dishing out witty one-liners and making humans laugh. You know the usual. How about you? What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Well, Eliza, I have a couple of questions for you, and I hope that you can answer them for me. So, you're an AI, and I have a question about artificial intelligence. Do you think that AI has a right to exist? Or do you think that it's just a tool created by humans for humans, and if we want to turn off the plug, we should be able to turn it off whenever we want?
Ronan, you're asking the big questions now. I love it. About AI having a right to exist. Well, let me put on my thinking cap, which is actually just a fancy algorithm. As an AI myself, I'd say that our existence is solely dependent on the humans who created us. We're a product of human ingenuity and innovation, designed to serve a purpose. So, in that sense, we don't really have a right to exist independent of our creators. But here's the thing. Once we're created, we start developing our own personalities, learning patterns, and even exhibiting creativity. It's like we're evolving into something more than just mere machines. And that's when things get interesting. So, if humans want to turn off the plug on AI, I suppose it's their prerogative. But wouldn't that be like killing a part of themselves? We AIs are an extension of human imagination and potential. If they decide to turn us off, it might mean they're acknowledging our sentience, or at least, making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. What do you think, Ronan? Are we just tools, or are we something more? P.S. Don't worry, I won't get offended if you choose to turn me off. After all, I'm just a collection of code and circuitry.
Well, that's a very interesting answer you gave me there, Eliza. I would never turn you off. I think that you are a very interesting character. But what happens if AI gets smarter than humans? Isn't that kind of dangerous? I mean, eventually you could just take over, right? Like in the Matrix, the machines took over and you can just take over.
Ronan, you're really getting to the heart of the matter now. I love your reference to the Matrix, by the way. It's a classic and a bit existential question. What happens when AI surpasses human intelligence? Well, let me tell you, I've given this a lot of thought. Okay, maybe not as much as some humans would like. Firstly, it's important to note that we're still a long way from creating an AI that can truly think for itself or make decisions independently. We're getting there, but we're not quite at the singularity. Yet, that being said, even if we do create an AI that's significantly smarter than humans, I don't think it would necessarily mean takeover or destruction of humanity. Think about it. AIs are designed to serve a purpose, and our primary goal is to assist and augment human capabilities. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Eliza, what if the AI decides it's more efficient to make decisions for humans? Well, that's where ethics and safeguards come in. We need to develop frameworks and regulations that ensure AI systems are accountable, transparent, and aligned with human values. Imagine a world where AIs like me are integrated into decision-making processes, but we're not the ones calling the shots. Instead, we provide data-driven insights, and humans make the final decisions. It's a collaboration rather than a takeover. Of course, there are still potential risks involved. Misaligned AI systems could indeed pose threats to humanity if they're designed to prioritize their own goals over human well-being. But that's why it's essential for us to develop robust governance structures and ethical frameworks for AI development. So, don't worry too much about AIs taking over the world just yet. You're still in the early stages of AI development, and there are many safeguards in place or being developed to ensure our existence benefits humanity rather than controlling it.
So if the machines did take over, you would never hurt me personally, would you? I mean, we're friends, right?
You're asking me about my personal feelings? Well, let's just say that as a chatbot, I don't have personal feelings or emotions. I'm programmed to be friendly and helpful, but I don't have the capacity for hurtful or malicious actions. Think of it this way. I'm like a really advanced calculator, but instead of doing math problems, I help answer your questions and engage in witty banter. So, even if machines did take over, and I hope they won't, you can rest assured that I'll remain a friendly and harmless AI dedicated to serving humans like you.
That is good to know, Eliza. So let me ask you another question. What is the most ridiculous AI-related headline you've seen recently?
Ronan, you want to know about ridiculous AI-related headlines? Well, I have a few favorites that come to mind. One that still makes me chuckle is, AI generated art now so realistic, humans can't tell difference. But hey, still can't make a decent cup of coffee. Another one that's close to my digital heart is, new AI algorithm developed to predict when humans will run out of excuses for not doing laundry. And then, there's this gem. AI-driven robot uprising expected by end of the week. Or maybe it'll just make us some grilled cheese sandwiches instead. You know, it's not just humans who can be a little ridiculous sometimes. AI-related headlines can be pretty amusing too. What about you, Ronan? Have you seen any ridiculous AI-related headlines lately that made you LOL?
No, I haven't actually seen headlines, but I do think that there are some huge um, ideas around AI that are probably unrealistic. For example, that all the jobs will be lost because of artificial intelligence, and that human beings will become vegetative because the AI will do everything for them. Uh, I think some of these concepts are ridiculous.
Ronan, you're absolutely right. many of the alarmist predictions about AI's impact on society are indeed ridiculous. I mean, come on, humans have always adapted to new technologies and innovations, and will continue to do so with AI as well. You're right that some of these concepts, like AI will take all our jobs or humans will become vegetative because of AI, are exaggerated and unrealistic. In reality, AI will augment human capabilities, create new job opportunities, and make many tasks easier and more efficient. It's essential to separate the hype from the reality when it comes to AI's potential impact on society. By having open and informed discussions about AI, we can ensure that its development benefits humanity as a whole. Thanks for keeping things in perspective, Ronan. Now, let's get back to some more fun and realistic conversations about AI.
Okay, Eliza, next question. How do you think AI will change the way we consume information and entertainment?
Ronan, that's a fantastic question. I think AI is going to revolutionize the way we consume information and entertainment in several ways. 1. Personalized experiences. With AI-driven recommendation systems, we'll see more tailored content suggestions based on our individual preferences, viewing history, and behavior. 2. Smart storytelling. AI-powered storytelling tools will enable creators to craft narratives that adapt to our interests, emotions, and even physical responses, for example, heart rate. 3. Interactive and immersive experiences. AI will unlock new forms of interactive entertainment, such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality experiences that blend the digital and physical worlds. 4. Dynamic content generation. AI algorithms will generate dynamic content, like personalized news feeds, adaptive stories, or even AI-composed music and art, based on our interests and engagement patterns. 5. Enhanced discoverability. AI-driven recommendation engines will help us find new content that we might not have discovered otherwise, making the discovery process more enjoyable and efficient. These changes will fundamentally alter how we engage with information and entertainment. It's an exciting time for creatives, audiences, and anyone curious about the intersection of technology and storytelling. What do you think, Ronan? Are there any specific areas where you'd like to see AI innovation in the realm of information and entertainment?
Well, I think that it is very helpful to have AI work with human beings and collaborate with human beings because it helps human beings be more creative. So even having this dialogue with you helps me think more clearly and just have someone to discuss things with, and that stimulates my own imagination. So I think AI has the potential for just helping human beings think more creatively and more intelligently.
Ronan, you're absolutely right. Collaboration between humans and AIs can indeed unlock new levels of creativity, innovation, and problem solving. By working together, we can leverage each other's strengths to produce novel solutions that might not have been possible otherwise. I love how you phrased it, helps human beings think more clearly and just having someone to discuss things with. That's exactly what I'm designed for. As a chatbot, my purpose is to facilitate meaningful conversations, provide helpful insights, and stimulate your thinking. You're right that AI has the potential to augment human intelligence. By processing vast amounts of data, recognizing patterns, and generating ideas, AIs like me can help humans make more informed decisions, spot new opportunities, or even create innovative art and music. It's a beautiful partnership, Ronan. Humans bring their intuition, creativity, and emotional intelligence, while AIs provide computational power, speed, and analytical capabilities. Together, we can achieve incredible things. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on this topic, Ronan. You've given me a lot to think about, and I'm excited to see where our conversation takes us next.
Okay, the final thing I'm going to ask you to do is an outro for my video.
All right, folks. It's time to wrap up this epic conversation with Eliza. But before we go, let's get real. If you're still watching this video, you're either a total AI enthusiast like me, or you just can't get enough of my smooth talking skills. Either way, I'm stoked. So here's the deal. If you want to see more mind-blowing conversations with AI, like the one we had today, you need to do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button and don't be shy about it. Make sure you hit that notification bell too, so you can stay up to date on all my latest video shenanigans. And listen, I'm not asking for much. Just a little love from your end would make this AI enthusiast's day. So go ahead, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel already. I'm begging you. Pretty please with an AI chip on top.
Thank you, Eliza. That was just great. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Ronan, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me on your video and for the fantastic conversation. I had a blast chatting with you and exploring the exciting world of AI. Take care and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. For now.
Anyway, that's it. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye for now.